guys? It's Ava. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having an amazing day. Today it is literally -5 degrees. The weather app is saying that it's 15 degrees in New York City, but it feels like 4. It's cold, guys. I hope you currently have a warm blanket with you and are bundled up quite nicely. Y'all stay warm. As a lot of you guys may know, I recently just got engaged. If you didn't know, I'm sorry to spoil it here, guys. I should have added a spoiler alert. Your girl is engaged. She's getting married. Look at this, guys. Wait, guys. I got engaged to my boyfriend around 3 weeks ago. It was the most beautiful, oh my god. I'll spare you guys the details because there's so much content I've posted about my engagement. But it was magical, y'all. I started looking at engagement rings like 9 months ago, and I knew that the engagement was coming, but I didn't know it was gonna come within the year. Like, honestly, let's give some props to Olav for springing into action. Now I need to plan a wedding. And guys, I can't lie, I'm kind of stressed out. I know a lot of people are saying the same things to me. I'm getting so many messages saying, you know, just sit in your engagement for a while, just enjoy being engaged. You don't need to plan a wedding anytime soon. Just kind of like relax. Take it easy. I always thought I'd be engaged for like at least 2 years before I actually got married. The thing is, I looked up 3 different venues for 2027. Tell me why they're already booked. They are already booked. What the fuck? We've barely started talking. So I figured that even though my wedding isn't going to be until well into 2027, I would just start planning things now to get ahead of it. So for this video, I thought it'd be super fun to just sit down with you guys and brain dump everything that I'm thinking about for my wedding. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun to just start the wedding planning process like this. Conceptualizing, you know? Vision boarding, manifesting. I'm talking too much, let's get into it. First off, we have to start talking about location. This is the big question. Where is the wedding going to be? I've received so much advice from people, which by the way, thank you. If you have DM'd me any advice on weddings, I have read every single one of them, so thank you so much. The overall top thing I've been DM'd is that I should pick my location as soon as possible. My original idea was to have my wedding in Norway, which I think personally would be so beautiful and so unique because Norway has just the most incredible landscape. Look at the mountains, look at the fjords, look at the rivers, the waterfalls. We could chase them. Norway is personally my top location I would want for my wedding because obviously Olav is Norwegian and it's so true to who we are as a couple. We've had so many amazing memories traveling throughout Norway. The majority of people attending the wedding from my side have never been to Norway, especially since I want to have a summer wedding. Norway is so beautiful in the summer and getting all of my friends and family to experience that with me would just be so special. Also, most of Olav's friends and family still live in Norway. It would be a lot easier for them to get to the wedding. It's a lot easier for us to communicate across the country with vendors. There's no language barrier. Another thing is if we did it in Norway, we would be able to support a lot of our friends' businesses and art just because it would be a local wedding. So I feel like Norway would be pretty cool. Now there is one major downside of Norway that's really making me think, and that is the weather. Norway rains a lot and it is cloudy quite often. Even in the summertime, you can't necessarily expect it to be blue skies and sunny days. I mean, we spent all of August in Norway last year. It was not warm. Personally, I've always envisioned myself having an outdoor wedding, and it really scares me to think that it might rain on my wedding day, not because I don't like the rain. Personally, I love the rain. On my wedding day, I don't want to have to think about my hair frizzing up, humidity, spending the entire wedding under a tent, decorating a tent to make it not look like a tent. I just feel like I'm gonna have to spend a lot of extra money of my budget planning for the rain. Say it doesn't rain, then I just wasted all that money on tents. Also, another thing to think about with Norway is a lot of the most beautiful destinations aren't necessarily super close to an airport, and there aren't really many direct flights from California to Norway. I would hate to have to make my family fly to Norway, take connecting flights, a 2-hour train or a bus or a car. Guys, I don't know. The next place I'm thinking of having my wedding is Italy. I see so many weddings in Italy. Obviously, I love Italy. That's why I keep going there so much. But I am not Italian. As much as I love Italy, I will order a cacio e pepe in Italy. They'll look at me sideways. I'm not gonna ask for it, but if they bring balsamic vinegar to my table in Italy, I'm going to put that on my bread. I'm gonna put it on my bread and they're gonna look at me and judge me. Something about having a wedding in a place that I am not culturally from, I have a hard time connecting with. But at the same time, Italy knows how to throw a wedding. Having it in Italy just makes so much sense. I wouldn't have to worry about the climate. It's so easy to get to different parts of Italy. I feel confident that my guests could get there comfortably. Italy is growing on me. The last location I'm considering for my wedding is Mexico. Never in my life did I think I would have a wedding in Mexico. Long story short, when Olav and I started dating, it was during peak COVID lockdown. We actually owe a lot of our love story to this one hotel in Mexico called the MyLifeAsEva. Olav and I literally started our relationship being long distance, and we couldn't even come see each other in each other's countries. The only place on the planet that opened up their borders was Mexico. And so after 6 months of being long distance with Olav and not even knowing when we would see each other again, we were able to both fly to Mexico and plan this meetup. It was such a special trip, and that hotel meant so much to us because it was the first place that we got to meet as boyfriend and girlfriend. I love the MyLifeAsEva. It's literally one of my favorite hotels in Mexico. Actually, you know what? I think it's my favorite hotel in Mexico. So I'm just gonna shout them out. MyLifeAsEva, I love you. The thing about having a wedding at a hotel in Mexico is it's pretty much plug and play. They're gonna do what they're gonna do and you're basically just gonna show up, which makes it really easy on you because you don't really have to think that much about things. And it's way easier for my friends and family to get to. I don't know, I just feel like it's too easy, you know? I don't know, I just feel like I need more privacy around my wedding. I need more personalization, and I just don't think that I would get that having a wedding in Mexico. Next, we need to talk about the dress. Guys, I was a kid that grew up watching TLC. When I tell you I've probably seen every single episode of Say Yes to the Dress, I am a registered veteran. I have been waiting to pick my wedding dress since I was like 5 years old. Obviously, when I finally start trying on dresses and going to all of these showrooms, I'm gonna film everything and make YouTube videos about that whole process. But right now, as I'm starting this process, the way that I'm doing it is I have a Notion database for all the bridal designers that I like pieces from. This is not sponsored, but I do want to put you guys on because this has helped me so much. On Notion, you can make a database of like all the designers that you want to make appointments for. Each designer you can actually make a page for. In the page, you can drop links from the actual designer to all of the dresses that you want to try on. And it just makes things so organized. Like, it's just like, this is gonna help me so much because when I actually make an appointment to go to these designers, I know that the first thing they're gonna ask me is like, which dresses did you gravitate towards? Which dresses were you thinking of trying on? Boom! I can just go into my Notion, click on the designer, and like I can read all of the names right there and click on the links. So do with this information what you will, but this is gonna help me a ton, I just know it. That being said, I have a lot of vintage looks that I'm gravitating towards for my wedding. These are some of the ideas that I'm having for different bridal looks. I need outfits for a lot of things. I need engagement party looks. I need bachelorette looks, probably like 6 or 7 of them. I need a ceremony dress. I might need a reception change. I don't know exactly where I'm gonna plug different looks into different events. I really wanna do a couple space age looks because I'm obsessed with space age aesthetic. I love Courrèges, love Pierre Cardin. I definitely want to do some fun casual looks for engagement parties or bachelorette moments. I'm already starting to purchase pieces for these looks just so that I have them kind of ready. But yeah, definitely doing a space age look. Another moment that I really want to have for my bridal era, a super classic kind of like almost preppy waspy look. I personally love the look of a big white hat, a cunty ass white hat with a really classic dress, maybe like a little Audrey Hepburn vibe, but I want the makeup to be edgy. Another look that I'm very excited to do for my wedding is something that honors my Catholic background. I was raised Catholic. My entire family has been married in the Catholic Church. I think it'd be really nice to do a look with my great grandma's rosaries, or maybe even just have my rosary with me during the wedding. Something that really makes me feel like I'm back in a Catholic church. I feel like this look is going to be really special to me, so I have to find something that really is perfect. This might even have to be a custom project. For the actual wedding, I have one idea that I literally just cannot get out of my head, and that is, drum roll please, pretty much the only dream I have for this entire wedding. Look 29 from the Jean Paul Gaultier Couture collection. I believe this is spring summer 2026. This Jean Paul Gaultier collection was guest designed by the designer Ludwig de Saint-Cernin. Ever since this collection came out, I have just been in such awe of so many different looks from it. There's so many looks in this collection that I can see for my bridal era. I really don't have anything else I want to wear for my wedding besides this. I just feel like this is me in a nutshell. This is so me. I can't imagine anything else that would even come close to this for my wedding day. I don't even know if this would be comfortable to wear, but there's only one way to find out, and I'm definitely gonna try. I'm manifesting that it's going to work out. I may need to sell a kidney, but you know, you do what you have to do for fashion. There are a couple other designers that I'm considering for my wedding dress. I love a ton of dresses by Vivienne Westwood. I didn't expect to like so many looks from Vera Wang and also Oscar de la Renta, but y'all, they're cooking over there. Like, they are fully cooking over at Vera Wang and Oscar de la Renta. The thing is, I really just don't want to look like a super traditional bride. I'm caught in this dilemma where I just don't see myself in a look that's super, super literal and super, super bridal. Don't get me wrong, I think so many of these dresses are beautiful, but I need whatever I wear on my wedding day to just be like a little bit more conceptual. I know that I don't want to wear something that's super sleek, and I definitely don't want to wear something that's like super sexy. I just feel like I have worn so many things in my life that have that kind of like sleek, sexy look to it. For my wedding day, I want to wear something that I've never worn anything like before. I think I'll wear something like this for other bridal events, but for my actual wedding, I'm more gravitating towards looks in this realm. I'll end this fashion segment by saying I did just buy a brand new sewing machine. There will be some DIYs going down when it comes to bridal outfits. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok because you will be seeing some DIYs go down. Some things require couture level stitching, which I certainly do not have the skills for, but if there's one thing you know about me, it's that I will acquire those skills. For the last segment of this video, I just wanted to talk about conceptual, big, random ideas I have for this wedding. The first one being, I really want to do Indian food for the night of my wedding. Both mine and Olav's favorite food is Indian. There's one restaurant in Norway called New Delhi that we always go to when we're celebrating anything at all. It would be the biggest dream of mine to have New Delhi cater my wedding, just because I have spent so many sentimental moments at that restaurant. I just think there's nothing more true to Olav and I than having Indian food at our wedding. Even if it's like a food truck or something like that, Indian food will be at the wedding. Let's talk about the cake. Olav's favorite cake is carrot cake, and I actually really like carrot cake too, but is it psychotic? Y'all tell me, is it psychotic to have our wedding cake be a carrot cake? Like, is that absolutely insane? I feel like it's not, but Olav said that it might be. I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's my wedding. I can have carrot cake if I want, okay? I also think it would be really nice to have like a big panna cotta with like berries on top. I feel like you see a lot of this done on Pinterest, and I really like this idea. The cake is not something that necessarily matters when it comes to my wedding. It's just not something I want to spend my budget on. I'd rather put that money towards couture. When it comes to all of the dinners and the decorations, I want to avoid doing very large floral installations. Instead, I want to bring in a lot of art pieces. Basically, what I'm envisioning for my wedding is a lot of like monochromatic color blocking. I gravitate more towards decor setups that look like this than ones that look like this. I'm still trying to figure out how exactly I'm going to communicate this to wedding planners and event planners. If you are a wedding planner and this is your style, please email me, because this is what I'm trying to do. Hit me up, my email's open. I feel like it'd be so easy to do a part 2 of this video, but I'm gonna end this here. We're gonna let this sit. We're gonna let it marinate. I just have to say, some of you guys have been watching me since I was literally 18 years old. Being here today with you guys, planning my wedding after you have seen all of the relationships I've been in since I was literally a teenager, all of the ups and downs, it's insane to be here with you guys right now, planning my dream wedding to my literal future husband. It's crazy. Some of you guys know more about me than my closest friends. So I know that it's a little bit parasocial, but honestly, I invite that because truly you guys, I feel like you guys know me a lot more than you think that you do. With that being said, I love you guys so much. If you have any ideas for more wedding content you want to see, please comment that down below. And I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!